Oh, oh God. Oh, I shouldn't have had that extra shot of tequila last night. Oh my God. Oh, I think I'm hungover. Oh, man, it really sucks waking up with nuclear radiation on you. Just got done impersonating some dude at a farm. They're in a really bad situation over there. It doesn't look very good. All their crops have faces on them. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, it's Mel here from, I guess, the present. Whenever y'all are watching this, doesn't really matter. I'm a ghost, so it doesn't time is just an anomaly to fuck. Fuck. An anomaly to me. Jesus, why is that so hard to say? But I'm just reminding you to like, subscribe, all that jazz. Really helps the video out, and I hope y'all enjoy my look at Atomicrops. And without further ado, let's just get right into it with past Mel. What's going on with all these pineapples? And you know, come to think of it, what's going on with all these various varieties of vegetables as well? Why they ain't got all them faces on them? This ain't good. This is what you'll be saying after you're thrown into an oddball society of mutated plants, animals, and other humans after a nuclear bomb is dropped near your farm. Now, you have to single-handedly feed the new civilization and fend off attacking grubs, snails, worms, and killer bunny rabbits. However, not to worry, as you also be given a large roster of weapons to farm that not only increase your farming potential, but your combat potential as well as turrets, carrot turrets, and scarecrows to help you defend your farm. You can also come across a roster of farm animals, which are adorable, by the way, and they also provide a utility. The aforementioned cow can water crops, pigs can dig farm plots, chickens can do things too. They can do a lot of things, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to downplay chickens. They're actually really impressive once you get some upgrades, I swear. So without further stalling though, I present to you the action roguelike that's taken up much of my life, Atomicrops.
Yes, get on with it!
Starting out in Atomicrops is very challenging. The first thing I always tell people is if you don't like micro resource management, you're not gonna like Atomicrops. As well as when I look online, this is a common problem that people have with the game. What I'm referring to when I say micro resource management is I'm referring to the 3 to 4 potential resources you'll have to manage when you're growing your plants. From seeds, water, fertilizer, and various scrolls that you can collect along your journey. So let's just start from the seed. That's the easiest way to start, I guess. At the start of each run, you'll receive a basket with random low tier seeds randomly given to you when you pick up the basket. It's pretty simple. I think, I don't know why I'm explaining that. After picking up your seeds, the most advised thing to do is to run into the desert just to the left. The desert is one of 4 biomes branching out from your main little island here, and we will be getting into those later on. You'll come across camps of enemies that, when cleared of key enemies associated with that camp, these enemies are marked with a flag above them with the little flag icon, as seen here. You're given upgrades based on the camp type, so let's talk briefly about the upgrades because they do change how the core game loop is experienced like any good roguelike. The upgrades in Atomicrops are handled very vanilla, but I would say do come with some minor spice. You have your standard upgrades like improve X stat, but what I can say is different about Atomicrops is you have to choose whether you want to upgrade yourself and your fighting ability or your farm and your economy. To upgrade the farm, you can liberate various farm animals and turrets and scarecrows that'll defend your farm and also provide utility. So after you go out in the night and you liberate some camps, you get the notification that you must return to your farm so you may defend it from the terrors of the night. So you sprint your way back to the farm and you find it covered in weeds. Oh no.
People walk around punching blunts like they're at a fucking folk festival. Drugs!
So you get to have the joy of, oh shit. You get to have the joy of cleaning your weeds. Nighttime finally falls. As you till your soil, however, you are under attack by a flock of rabbits and grubs trying to destroy your crops. What is this? This is where the micro that I previously discussed comes into play. You have to dodge bullets, plant crops in specific patterns, and manage resources. Holy crap, isn't that a lot to take in? Well, let's analyze it step by step.
That's a lot of information to get in 30 seconds.
Well, at this point, you might be asking, how do I play this game? The act of playing Atomicrops is a beautiful balance of bounding brilliance on display. Cramming so much into such a small package, simply playing Atomicrops is rewarding, and I can't really cover it easily through video or text. You would have to play it to experience what I'm trying to convey, because it's so unique. But I'm going to try, so let's take it one step at a time. The most important thing to know when playing is your crop formation. This directly affects your economy, and if you have a bad economy, you're going to have a bad time. Plant every crop you can in a 2x2 formation. Doing this and giving the plant enough fertilizer will grow it into a super crop, giving you more money when harvested. However, it does take longer and it requires more water to grow. So, it's a trade-off, but it's worth it, trust me. Anyway, after you defend your farm, you take it back to town, and if you haven't farmed enough, maybe perhaps you could buy a gun, seeds, or scrolls. Perhaps you grow enough roses to tempt someone into marriage and exploit them for labor or various other extremities. All jokes aside, the way that you play this game is actually really well thought out. Even on a controller, all of this micro feels better and easier to me than on a mouse and keyboard. To the point where I don't even know the controls for mouse and keyboard anymore. I think I've rambled on though about how complex but rewarding the game is to learn and play, but shall we move on to how unique the world is and the setting is of Atomicrops? Each biome in Atomicrops presents a slightly different challenge, and most apparent are the bullet and enemy patterns. These, combined with the splendid, grim, and expressionist vibe of the enemy and world design in Atomicrops, makes the whole experience extremely pleasant and delightful, I suppose. It's quite refreshing, to be honest with you. I'm just struggling to find the words to say because it's so individualized. However, swiftly moving on from that, with the same camp and layouts present in every biome as for the individual camps that are present in every biome, the different enemy placements and the different enemy types and bullet patterns really make or break these biomes, I feel. These are presented in such a way that it promotes great skill expression through hours and hours of mastery that you will inevitably put into this game. The biomes also hold various upgrade ants, which are persistent progression paths that upgrade your farming ability, combat ability, and various other things like the starting gun and other bonuses such as extra fertilizer when starting a run, etc. But what are the downsides to Atomicrops? I've praised the game wholly enough. However, let's talk about some of the trouble I can see the game having to a potential audience. So, I believe Atomicrops has it holding itself back with ease of access and skill gap. While this makes skill expression apparent, the game is overall challenging for players who want a style of gameplay, and the farming simulator aspects of the game are largely marketed to as a more casual game genre, so when you throw a bullet hell on top of that, it may sway away some more of your casual players. However, in my opinion, this is ultimately good for the game as, again, promoting good play, but also it does come with a downside, as some of these may be refunds if people are just looking for a Stardew Valley-esque experience. They may not be wholly complete with Atomicrops. It's just up to them and up to the individual, I suppose. What I would add to the game that would maybe address this issue would be some kind of blank like from Enter the Gungeon, that a button you can press that just deletes all the bullets from the screen and grants you iframes. There is a upgrade in Atomicrops that kind of does the same thing, however it's extremely rare, and I've only ever come across it a handful of times. The blank in Atomicrops would function just like any other plant, being able to be grown and harvested, but you also have to defend it and it can get 8. You start with 1 seed, and when harvested it just deletes all the bullets from the screen. However, you would have to go over and till it to harvest it instead of just accidentally walking by it. This helps you save it for when you really need it, but you still have to till it. So it's like a timing thing. And I think this would overall just add a get out of jail free option for players feeling overloaded when there's legions of killer bunnies and grubs after you and your plants, as well as trying to do all the macro discussed before. Having just the option of a way out is huge for players, I think, in building confidence. However, is Atomicrops worth your money? Well, all in all, I think Atomicrops is honestly a great game, with a high learning curve that could send mixed messages to players looking to pick up the game. Currently it is $15 on Steam, or $14.99 USD to be precise. Overall, the mechanics are splendid and the controls are amazing once you get the hang of them. It kind of has that Japanese action game jank going on, where you just kind of have to get used to the way it controls, and once you get a hang of it, you're going to know how it feels, and it's going to be really good. The world design is playful and uncanny and is very inspiring, and honestly, I would recommend Atomicrops if you really like action roguelikes, or if you're just looking for a new challenge. If you're already bored with Elden Ring, like I honestly currently am. Fuck Elden Ring. Whoa! Hey guys, welcome to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching the whole thing. I put a lot of effort into it, as it's kind of my first play with animation, first experiments, so hopefully y'all enjoyed. Check out the links in the description. There's also a written version of this that I published over on intothebluesky.com. And just don't forget to like, subscribe, all the things, so that you can get more of this in the future. We have a lot more game reviews. The next video coming out is going to be on a different genre than just action roguelikes, so you can look forward to that, and I hope y'all have a great day wherever you guys are watching this.